Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Revolution Mindset Program, session 16, where we are looking at raising our vibrations. Now, over the last 3 sessions, we've looked at the importance of environment, both physically, mentally, and socially. But in order to really boost the energy within all these environments that we have, the environment within our inner energy, our vibrations needs to be at a high level. If we want to attract more of good things in our life, more positive things in our life, then we need to raise the energy that we have within in order to attract more of what we want. So I just want to say, if you're tuned in, please say hi, let me know you're here. If you have any questions throughout this, let me know. And as always, let's start by sharing our wins, our achievements over the past week. What have we achieved, whether it's big, whether it's small? I want to celebrate and congratulate that with you today here in this space. Remember, when we look back at what we achieve and we continuously acknowledge the wins, the achievements, the small breakthroughs that we have, we keep that energy flowing, we keep that energy high. And this is all part of raising our vibrations. By acknowledging the progress that we're making, we keep that energy, that momentum, and that consistency at a high level, which are some key ingredients to keeping our vibrations high. Adele's tuned in. It's wonderful to see you here, Adele. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate you taking your time out today to be here. And please feel free to share your wisdom, your thoughts as we go through today's session. So tell me what your win or achievement's been over the past week so we can celebrate it with you today. In this session, we are going to look at the law of attraction. So I'm going to be giving my perspective on the law of attraction, and it'd be great to hear from you, whether you're watching now or you're watching the replay. Please drop your thoughts on the law of attraction in the comments box below as we go through this section of today's session. We're then going to look at how we can raise our vibration, what we need to do to raise our vibrations. It all starts with understanding the law of attraction first, before we can start to explain and start to understand how we raise our vibrations. And then we're going to finish with the power of gratitude. Gratitude being probably the most powerful thing we can adopt in order to raise our vibrations. So that's what we're going to cover today. In our last session, we had a great session about the garden of the mind. We used the analogy that our mind is like a garden. We need to keep it tidy, we need to keep it beautiful. But the first step to creating a beautiful garden of the mind is to become the gardener, to understand that we have the power to be our own gardener, and we need to take that responsibility to put in the hard work that needs to be done in that garden so the environment in our mental capacity becomes beautiful and clear, without blocks, without limitations, so we can start to make that progress to our success. Come back. Adele has shared her wins. So the past few days, I did reflection and have action steps to take. It's really wonderful that you've done some inner work, some reflection, some confetti there for you, Adele. And it's great that you have actions. Now let's hope you put these actions into place and you start to see benefit from that reflection and putting the action into place. If anybody else is tuned in, I see a few more people are tuned in. If you're tuned in, please don't be shy. Feel free to say hi and share your win with me. I really want to share your success in this space today and congratulate for the small wins or the large wins that you're making with towards your goal and your visions. Okay, so let's dive in. So I just want to open up with a quote from Wayne Dyer. So one of the most powerful quotes for me when we start to think about the law of attraction, because it starts to kind of scratch past the myth that we have. So Wayne Dyer says that we attract what we are, not what we want. Now, just take a moment to reflect on that. We attract what we are, not what we want. When many of us think about manifestation, when many of us think about the law of attraction, we think we can get what we want by writing something down 55 times, 66 times, whatever magic number we believe in. But actually, we don't attract what we want, we attract what we are. And we can write down what we want 105 times, 1,101 times. So we got the 111. 8,888 times, so we got 888, however many times you want. But if you're not changing who you are, if you're not changing your vibrational frequency within, you are not going to attract what you want. So you'll be wasting your time by writing it down. Now, there is power by writing what you want and bringing it into reality so you can have that connection, but That's just a small part of how the law of attraction works and how we can start to manifest what we want. Don't fall into the trap of these people that tell you can get everything you want. You first need to change who you are, because you attract what you are, not what you want. Now, it's interesting to hear what people's initial thoughts are on the law of attraction, on manifestation. What do people think about this? What are their views? So this is the one that I really align with, and that's a Wayne Dyer. And I've experienced this in my past. When you change who you are, when you do the work on yourself, you attract better and more positive things. You start to attract what you want. And there's other rules and other things that we need to have in place in order to do that, which we're going to talk about in just a second. But I would love to hear your thoughts if you're tuned in or if you're watching the replay. Put your thoughts and your perspective on the law of attraction in the comments box below. Let's share wisdom, let's learn, let's respect each other's perspectives so we can see what our thoughts and feelings are around this topic. Law of attraction expands really far. We can have so many detailed and in-depth discussions about this, and it can be really powerful. So Adele says that you can write down, but with no action, it is fruitless. So we're going to talk about that, Adele, in a second. Action is important. You're right. Without taking any action, it's fruitless. Without changing who we are before taking the action, that's also fruitless as well. There's a process we need to go through in order for us to be able to manifest and attract what we want. And it all starts with raising those vibrations. If we are writing down everything we want, but we are at low frequency, we're very negative, we complain about everything, we're continuously attracting drama, gossip, all that sort of stuff, and negative things happen in our life, we're never going to get what we want because we're not vibrating at the level that we want to achieve. So let's take a look. Let's move on. Let's take a look. So I want to ask you the next question. What are you attracting right now? What do you feel like you're attracting in your life right now? Where's your patterns? In terms of any area of your life, what are you attracting? Are you attracting a lot of drama? Are you attracting a lot of failure? Are you attracting a lot of negative things? Or are you attracting a lot of opportunities? Are you attracting a lot of clients? Are you attracting a lot of business? Are you attracting a lot of success? Are you attracting a lot of happiness? Are you attracting a lot of kindness? What is it that you're attracting in your life right now? And you can share it in the comments box, or you can keep it to yourself. But it's just a point to reflect. Just take a sit back and think about what you want and what you're attracting. And then when we look at what you want and what you're attracting, you can start to see where maybe the misalignment is in terms of the energy that we're putting out into the universe. So Adele is saying that your thoughts is also so important, as that creates your reality. And it does. It starts with our thoughts, then it starts with our actions, our habits, then it starts to come our reality from there. So excellent point there, Adele. Thank you so much for sharing that. So what are you attracting right now? Are you attracting positive things? Are you attracting negative things? Are you attracting drama? If you're single and you're looking at your relationship, are you attracting the wrong people? If you're in a business and you're looking to get support, are you attracting the right people that are going to support you to take off? Who is it and what is it that you're attracting right now? It's good to reflect on that. And feel free to share it in the comments box. And if you're tuning in, please share your wins. Please share your achievements over the past week, so we can share this celebration and that success with us. When we start to feel that good energy, we raise our vibrations. So let's raise our vibrations today by sharing our wins and our successes, and with the group and with everybody who's tuned in and watching on the replay. So what are you attracting right now? I would think, reflect. You don't have to share it in the comments box. So law of attraction, how does it work? So a lot of people think that just because we want something, if we write it down and wait for it patiently, we're going to get it. Law of attraction doesn't work like that. We've already talked about we attract what we are, not what we want. So like I said, we can write things down 8,888 times of what we want, but if we're not putting the right energy out there, we're never going to achieve it, and we're wasting our time. So the first thing is we need to do an inner work. We need to look at who we are and how we can start to change the energy that we give. What energy are we giving to the universe before we start to think about what it is that we're attracting? Because like attracts like. Second thing, if we can see it in our minds, we can hold it in our hands. Now, Adele just mentioned it's important for us to be able to have those positive thoughts and those thinking. But before that, before anything is manifested, we need to be able to picture it in our mind. Visualization is the power. Everything that we see that exists in our reality right now started in somebody's imagination, in somebody's mind. They've seen that picture and they brought it to reality through action. So if we can see it in our minds, we can hold it in our hands. So if you want something, you need to be able to see yourself having that. You need to be able to put yourself in that future point, to feel the energy, to feel the emotions, to feel that positive thinking, what it's like to already have it. You need to be able to visualize. Third thing is we attract things at our vibrational frequency. So if we are very low on energy, if we're very negative in what we put out in the universe, if we complain a lot, if we look for criticism, if we criticize others, if we judge others, if we're filled with jealousy, all these negative feelings, if that's what we're putting out into the universe, that's what we're going to attract. So we need to change our vibrational frequency. We need to raise it to positive. So we're giving out kindness, we're giving out compliments, we're supporting other people, we're giving out good energy, because the more good energy we give out, the more good energy we receive. So the law of attraction works on the energy and the vibrational frequency that we give. And the fourth is we do have the power to create what we want, but first we need to see it in here in the mind, and second we need to put out that good energy, and third we need to take action. There's no good just asking the universe for what we want, taking a seat back and thinking it's going to arrive at our doorstep like an Amazon order. It doesn't quite work like that. We need to put that good energy out there, and we need to take those action steps to make it happen. And the power of that visualization acts as the compass, the direction that's going to lead us and motivate us and pull us to actually form that action. There's a few tips and a few points on the law of attraction. If you've got any perspective or you have any idea or anything you want to share with regards to the law of attraction, drop it in the box below. Adela's saying, positive connections at the moment. I was in a dip, but clearing that energy. And thank you for being honest with that, Adele. You know, sometimes our vibration and our energy increases and decreases. We go through dips and peaks and troughs, and it can be difficult, but we maintain that energy. We attract more positive things. Priya, thank you so much for being here. It's wonderful to see you tuned in. Priya saying, hi all. I was attracting a lot of anxiety and negative energies. Yesterday, it made my intention and consciously replacing it with a positive thought every time I found myself drifting off to it. Thank you, Priya, for being so open and honest here. You know, I resonate with you in terms of that anxiety and those negative energies. When we feel those emotions, we attract those emotions because we build everything in our mind. But it's great that you were replacing it with a positive thought. And that's a good tip, you know, when we start to have those negative thoughts, to replace it quickly. Have those affirmations. We've talked about affirmations previously in our previous sessions, but having those is really great. Having those affirmations just to snap us out of those negative thoughts can really raise our vibrations quite frequently, quite fast. So Priya saying, wins, managing the amount of time and energy I have give to others successfully and pass my driver's test. There's amazing wins. Congratulations on passing your driver's test. Let's celebrate that with some confetti, and also everything else you just shared there and giving others successfully. That's absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that, Priya. Really wonderful win. Okay, so moving on. Why is it not working? So I've been trying manifestation, and I'm speaking hypothetically here, but I've been trying manifestation for ages. I've been trying the law of attraction, but it just doesn't work for me. Why doesn't it work? Well, here are 4 things to why manifestation might not be working for you. The first point to note that it is working. Manifestation, law of attraction is always working constantly, but it's not how we want it to. You're not given the right vibrational frequency. So whilst the law of attraction is working, it's working and attracting what you are. So it's not the fact that it's not working, it's the fact that it's not working the way that you want it to, because you're not given the right energy, you're not taking the right action, and not visualizing what it is you want. So that's the first block, is understanding that the law of attraction is working all the time and it's attracting the energy that you put out into the universe. The second thing is we are unsure what we want. Now, the universe works for us. It always works for us. It wants to help us. It wants to guide us. It wants us to be on the right path. And it does things to steer us. It blocks us. It protects us. It is there for us. But in order for it to work and for us to be in that flow, we need to be sure what we want. We need to be able to have that visualization. We need to be able to picture that path. And we need to be 100% sure what we want. If one day we want this, the next day we want that, the next day we want that, the next day we have these negative feelings, we're not too sure that we want that, we lack self-belief, we lack confidence to go towards what it is we want, we're going to hold ourselves back. So that's going to be a block to your positive manifestation. So you need to go through some of the past sessions that we've done. We're going to be talking about this in the future sessions, but remove those blocks, those limitations, so you can have that clear path and be sure on what it is that you want. The second thing is we are unable to visualize. Maybe our minds are too busy. Maybe we're filled with worry. Maybe we're filled with anxiety. Maybe we overthink a lot. We overthink a lot and our mind is so busy we can't visualize. And visualization is one of the key pieces to manifestation. If we can't picture what we want, we will never be able to make it a reality. We need to be able to put ourselves on that future point, feel that energy, feel that emotions, so we can be magneted and pulled towards it. So we need to start to clear our mind so we can be able to visualize. If we can't visualize, we're going to struggle to manifest. And fourth, we lack the motivation to take action. So the fourth one is important as well, because we might be able to write things down, we might be able to visualize, we might be clear what we want, but if we're too lazy or too set back and lack that motivation to take action, it's never going to happen for us. We're never going to achieve what it is we want to achieve. So those are 4 reasons why manifestation might not be working for you. Have a reflection, think about it. Is it any of these? Do you understand that the law of attraction is working for you right now, but it isn't working how you want it because your vibrational frequency isn't right? Are you aware that you are of what you is that you want? Are you able to visualize, and are you taking action? Ask yourself, is any of these right now blocking your path to success? I'm going to jump back to the comments before we move on. Adele saying, you don't believe it will happen, you still have doubt. And if you still have that doubt, you're not going to make it a reality. Your doubt needs to be 10 times greater than everybody else. Your self-belief needs to be 10 times greater than everybody else's doubt. Because if you're not doubting yourself, other people could be doubting you as well. How many times do you go with an idea or something that you want that is new, that is different, that people don't understand? And when you share that idea with people, they tell you, oh, you'll never achieve that. Oh, that's a silly idea. Oh, that's this. The negativity and the doubt of other people that don't believe in you is going to hold you back as well. So you need to get past that doubt and you need to strengthen your self-belief. Your belief needs to be stronger than other people's doubt. And one way of kind of keeping that as an affirmation in your mind is that people will judge you based on their potential or their perceived potential of themselves. And just because they don't understand it and they will never achieve it, or they think they'll never achieve it, or they think it's not possible, doesn't mean that you can't. So remember, people judge you on their perception of their own potential and not the reality of what you can achieve. So one affirmation to keep that motivation, to keep that level and that vibration high. Priya saying believing is so essential. It really is. So thank you for sharing that. I can see you guys having a little conversation between you. Thank you for connecting with each other. And if you're tuned in right now, share your wins, share your perspective on the vibrational frequency and the law of attraction. What is the law of attraction for you? But at the moment, just reflect on why is it not working. So I'm going to move on to raising our vibrations. So how do we raise our vibrations? Well, first of all, inner work is required. We need to understand what is going on for us inside. How do we feel? What is it that's stopping us? What's our blocks? What's our limits? What is the energy we're putting out into the world? Are we putting good energy? Are we putting positivity, compliments? Are we giving a lot of kindness? Are we showing a lot of gratitude? What is it that we're putting out there? Are we complaining? Are we really negative? Do we see a lot of problems? What is our mindset like, and what is the energy that we give? And then start to identify what inner work we need to do. These are things that we're holding on to from the past. There's our past acting as an anchor that's keeping our vibrational frequency low that we need to release and let go so we can start to fly. Think about the inner work that we need to do and what it is and how we feel inside. The second, as I talked about earlier, the ability to visualize. We need to understand how we can start to visualize. We need to be able to meditate, to calm our mind. Meditation doesn't have to be sitting on a cushion. It can be just a hobby, something that brings us to the present moment. Painting, any kind of sport, yoga, all that sort of stuff. Anything that keeps you writing, reading, anything that keeps you in the present moment. That can start to keep you more present. The more present we are, the stronger our ability to visualize our future. So we need to understand where we sit on that spectrum. Are we stuck in the past? Are we stuck in the future? Are we worried about the future? are we in the present moment? The more present we are, the better the ability to visualize, because our mind becomes clearer. So we need to work on the ability to visualize. The more we can visualize, the higher the vibrations we can bring. If you can put yourself in a future point to where you're living the lifestyle you want, or you've achieved the goal, the vision that you want, and you can feel that energy, you can bring that energy to the present moment, and you can take it to motivate you to take action, which is the next point. We need to motivate ourselves to take action. We need to believe in ourselves. We need to be able to pull ourselves towards that vision and that goal. So motivate ourselves to take action. It's no good, as we've talked about, just writing what we want. It's good to write what we want, to put it out there in the universe, because when we get it out of our mind, it starts to become a reality. That writing it on a piece of paper in a journal is the start to becoming a real, but it's just the start. You need to take it from there. You need to grow it. You need to water it. You need to expand it into your goal and your vision. So you need the motivation to take action. The fourth is you need to have the patience to wait. Now, patience is different from passively doing nothing. So you have to consistently take action. Start with small steps, gradually build that up, but be patient for the time to come. Your time will come. Just keep putting in the action, keep putting the work. Patience is not about sitting back. I've done the work, I've wrote what I want, it's just going to arrive. That's not patience. That's passively doing nothing. Patience is consistency, taking small actions, thinking about how you can grow, thinking how you can expand, and being patient for the reward and what you're going to receive in the long run. And then finally, the fifth point there is the power of gratitude. Now, gratitude is one of the most powerful things we can do to raise our vibrations quickly. And I'm going to talk about that in a moment, because it's one of the most powerful. Well, first of all, some points to note. We have to change our perspective to that of a positive. We want to raise our vibrations. We want to attract what we want and what we are. We need to change our perspective. We need to start to see positives and not negatives. We need to give out more gratitude and kindness than complaints and criticism. We need to change the perspective. We need to start to see the positives in everything that we encounter in life. The more positive things we see, the more positive energy we put out there, the better positive perspective we have, the more we're going to attract in terms of positivity. Equally, on the other side, the more negativity we put out there, the more negativity we perceive, the more negativity we're going to receive as well. So what we perceive. Second, we need to do our inner work, understand our blocks and limitations. How do we feel inside? What is it that we feel? What are we thinking on a daily basis? What are the blocks? What are the limitations? What's stopping us from having that self-belief? What's stopping us from having that confidence? What's stopping us from being able to put that positive energy out there? Think about the inner work. Think about what you need to do. Is there some forgiveness work you need to do? Is there some emotional intelligence you need to work on? Do you need to actually just build in some gratitude practice, and learn how to actually use gratitude? What is the inner work that you need to do? When you learn that and you change yourself inside, you can start to raise your vibrational frequency and attract more of what you want and what you are. Third point, we need to be able to clear our mind and become able to visualize. I talked about that previously, the ability to meditate, to be able to be present so we can visualize that future point. The more we visualize it and the more we believe it, the stronger the energy and the pull that we have towards it. And finally, the fourth one is we need to exercise the power of gratitude. So I'm going to go into that now. But first of all, thinking on these points that I've covered, where do you need to start? From everything there, do you think you need to start in order to raise your vibrational frequencies? Do you need to start with some kind of forgiveness? Do you need to start with gratitude? Do you need to start with changing the way you see the world? Where is it you need to start? Build up on that energy and start to raise those vibrations. I can see we've got somebody tuned in from Facebook. If you want your name to show up here, please just go to the link just above the this post where you're watching this right now, and accept the permissions from StreamYard, and that will show your Facebook profile and your name. But I just want to say thank you so much for being here. It's really wonderful to have you here. They're saying, hello, everybody. I had negative feelings about my health, and to overcome that, I'm doing meditation daily, letting go of triggering thoughts without any control. That's really beautiful. You've spotted and identified what's blocking you, those negative feelings, and you're starting to put in that practice, the meditation daily. How's the meditation working for you? Is it raising those vibrations for you? It sounds like you're letting go of your triggers, which you've mentioned, which is absolutely fantastic. You're doing that work to raise those vibrations. Then from there, where can you take that to attract more of what you want? Priya saying, sorry, I'll catch a replay and share my thoughts. Excellent. Thank you so much for that, Priya. Have a wonderful day. Adele saying, reflection on what you put out and change that if it is a negative. 100%. We need to reflect on what we put out there. If we're putting a lot of negativity out there, we need to change that. One of the first things we need to change is the negativity we put out. If we put positive feelings out there, we attract positive. What we perceive, we receive. Remember that. What we perceive, we receive. So moving on. So I just want to leave you with this thought before we go into the power of gratitude. And that's a pessimist. So those who think really negative will see the smallest of problems in the biggest of opportunities. An optimist, somebody who has the power to really think positively, will see the smallest of opportunities in the biggest of problems. And we have a choice of what we want to be. Do you want to be that negative person when given the biggest opportunity, spots and complains about the smallest of things? Or do we want to be that positive person, that optimist, that when given the biggest challenge in life, can still see the smallest piece of positive in that? Because it's the optimists that are going to thrive. It's the optimists that are going to really make it a success. It's the optimists that raise their vibrational frequencies and get past anything that life throws at that. So make a choice. Who do you want to be? And remember that what you perceive, you receive. So do you have a practice of gratitude? So first of all, before we talk about gratitude, we've got 4 minutes before we go into our practical workshop. Do you have a practice of gratitude? Let me know in the comments box how you practice gratitude. Maybe you have a journal. Maybe you do it just in the morning before you get up. You say 3 things that you're grateful for. Maybe you express your gratitude through prayer. Maybe you do it before you do meditation. Maybe you just naturally are grateful for the things that you have. What is your practice of gratitude? Drop it in the comments box. I'd love to hear from you. But I just want to leave you with 3 points to note about the power of gratitude. So where there is pure gratitude, and I just want to let you know we're going to talk about more about gratitude in our practical workshop in 3 minutes time. I want to talk to you how you can access that in a second. But where there is pure gratitude, no negativity can exist. So if you're feeling negative when you're practicing your gratitude, you need to go deeper. There's still gratitude. Gratitude isn't pure at that point. When we're purely grateful for everything that we have, for everything around us, negativity, there's no place for it to exist. The second point is gratitude is the most powerful tool to raise our vibrations. When we are grateful for the small things that we have, when we focus on what we have and less on what we don't have, that energy within that we create is really powerful and it's infectious. It infects other people start to feel gratitude and grateful. It creates this positive spiral of energy around the world. So gratitude is the most powerful tool to raise our vibrations, but also the vibrations of those around us. And the third important point is a lot of people say you need to have an attitude of gratitude. Gratitude is not an attitude. It's a practice that creates energy. You need to take the time to practice gratitude and to put that energy out there. If it's an attitude, it's not real, it's not authentic. Gratitude is not an attitude, it's a practice that creates positive energy. And then when you get that practice into your subconscious, it becomes part of who you are and part of the energy that you put out to the universe and part of what you attract back. Gratitude is really, really powerful. So just to finish today, before I set this week's challenge and we go into our practical workshop, I just want you to put in the comments box one thing that you are grateful for. What is it you're truly grateful for today? Adele is saying here, I need to work on this and verbalize my gratitude more. I'm grateful every day, but need to express it more. And it doesn't have to, express it to people. Show your gratitude for things that people give you, things that people do for you. But you don't have to just express it to other people. Express it to the universe. Whatever you believe in, put it out there, silently in your thoughts. But just take that time to consciously reflect on what you have around you, what you've been given, and say thanks. Because that in itself is so powerful. Whether you do it privately, whether you give it out to other people, I really recommend that people are doing things for you, you show that appreciation. It's really powerful. But to start, just start privately. Journal it down. Start with a practice. Write 3 things every morning or every evening that you're grateful for. It's a really great practice. So drop one comment in the comments box what you're grateful for. I want to just say I'm really grateful for everybody who's tuned in, everybody who is taking the time to invest in themselves through this revolution mindset. I'm grateful for the equipment that I have to be able to deliver these sessions. I'm grateful for life. You know, we have been given another day today. Thousands of people have not. Start by being grateful for being here. Understand what you can make out of today, of this another opportunity that you've been given, this another 24 hours that you have that other people have lost. Start there. Be grateful. It's powerful. It's really powerful. So that leads me on to this week's challenge, which is to adopt this practice of gratitude and implement it as a new habit. Think about how you want to implement it as a habit, whether it's journaling, whether it's through prayer, whether it's through meditation, whether it's through just consciously taking a few moments every morning or in the evening or at some point in your day. You know, in the Secret, the book, the guy talks about a gratitude rock, or you can have some token that represents gratitude, and every time you touch it or you feel it, you have to say 3 things that you're grateful for. Think about the practice you want to adopt that's going to work for you and implement it into your daily routine. So that's the week challenge. Let us know how you get on. Now it's time to put it into practice. We're going to go into our workshop right now in our Coaching Minds Hub. If you're not in the Hub, you won't be able to access this, but I'm going to tell you how you can get in there in just a second. Inside there, we're going to reflect on our vibrations. We're going to look at where we're at right now and what we need to do to raise that. We need to look at how we can start to exercise gratitude. We're going to activate some positive energy to manifest, and we're going to develop an action plan. That's what we're going to be doing in today's workshop. And then the next session, we're moving on to a completely new topic, a new module, where we're going to be looking at creating revolutionary habits. What are the habits that we need to have that internal revolution, to really start to remember the revolution mindset is all about changing the way we see ourselves and taking back that power that we're given to other people, to the government, to external things, where we're taking that back and we're having that internal revolution. And if you want to join us, you can become a revolutionary. Join my coaching room in hub.coachingminds.co.uk. You can message me on Facebook, message me on wherever you're watching this, and I will help and guide you into that space. And now we're a little bit over time, but I will give a few minutes. If anybody has any questions, please do drop them in the comments box below. If you're watching the replay and you have any questions, the space is below for you as well, and I will get back and answer them. So I just want to say a huge thank you to everybody who's here. Adela saying, I'm grateful for my health, even if it's not perfect. I love life. Exactly. Wonderful. We are here. We've been given another 24 hours, and we need to use it as a gift and spend that gift wisely. What can we give to other people? How can we express that positive energy? And Sarangi's given lots of hearts. Thank you so much for being here, Sarangi. I really appreciate you being tuned in and watching this. I hope you've learned something. I hope it's helping you reflect and think things to take into the rest of the day or evening, wherever you're tuned into the world. So I just want to say thank you so much for taking your time out. Everybody who's tuned in, everybody who's watching the replay, I really appreciate you all. I'm grateful for each and every single one of you. I look forward to connecting with those who join the practical workshop in just a moment's time. I'll see you there, and if not, I'll see you next week. Thank you. Have a wonderful weekend and raise those vibrations.